Ralston Public Schools' internet access is to be used only for classroom-related activities. This agreement applies when using either school equipment or personal equipment on the school network. This acceptable use agreement outlines the appropriate use of RPS's technology resources and services during and after school hours. By signing this form, students are indicating that they understand and agree to abide by the guidelines written below. RPS network, technology resources, and internet access are school resources, and use of them is considered a privilege. Therefore, violation of this AUA will result in the loss of this privilege and/or other appropriate discipline actions according to division-level policies. These actions may include written warnings, withdrawal of access privileges, and, in extreme cases, suspension, expulsion, or termination of privileges. Safety and security. I will not attempt to access material that is obscene, pornographic, harmful to others, or otherwise inappropriate for education. I understand that passwords are private and should not be shared with others. I will also not allow others to use my account name or password or try to use that of others. I will not attempt to engage in hacking or attempts to bypass security settings or interfere with the operation of the RPS network in any way. I will use RPS network and technology resources productively and responsibly for school-related purposes. I will maintain the setup of RPS devices as they were when I received them. I will record or share image or audio files only when I have obtained permission from my teacher, media specialist, or administrator. I will not use cameras in restrooms, locker rooms, or dressing rooms, regardless of intent. I will not use RPS network and technology resources to access, display, create, or communicate material that is illegal, obscene, destructive, harassing, threatening, hateful, or otherwise offensive. I am responsible for not pursuing or sending material that could be considered objectionable or harmful to myself or others. I will be responsible for all of my digital files, including backing up files not already stored in the cloud. Digital citizenship. I will use technology in such a way that does not disrupt the educational environment. This includes setting all of my devices on mute or vibrate unless permission is obtained from the teacher, media specialist, or administrator. I will be thoughtful and polite and use appropriate language in my digital communication as determined by school administrators. I will follow appropriate guidelines when publishing work online, for example, to a website, blog, wiki, discussion board, podcasting, or video server. I will respect the intellectual property rights of others. I will obey copyright guidelines and avoid plagiarizing others' work or ideas. I understand that I am an ambassador for the school district in all of my online activities, which should not negatively reflect on my school and district. I will not post personal or embarrassing information about other students, employees, members of the RPS community, or myself. Expectations of privacy. The computer system, including email and internet, is the property of the Ralston Public School District. RPS relies on a combination of self-hosted, externally hosted, and cloud-based services. These services are primarily intended for educational and business use and are subject to monitoring at any time. Although RPS does not routinely check communications or files, it has the right to review, audit, and disclose all matters sent over or stored on the system. As a result, members of the RPS community should recognize that there is no reasonable expectation of privacy when using the computer system. Respecting and protecting intellectual properties. The increasing use of technology and multimedia at RPS presents a wonderful opportunity for students and teachers to share what they do with others at RPS. The presentations, photos, video, and audio of classes, field trips, and school events are often shared electronically through web-based resources. Sometimes, students and parents buy or receive copies of school events on media, such as CDs or DVDs. The instinct to share achievements is understandable, but these files are for private use only. Any sharing of these materials within the RPS Google domain is prohibited. Agreement violations. Any violation of the agreement may result in the loss of access to the Internet by the student adult involved. Additional disciplinary action may be determined in accordance with existing policies of the Ralston Public Schools, including applicable state and federal laws. Users of Ralston Public Schools technology shall be granted permission to access the Internet upon receipt of the signed acceptable use agreement signature form available from your building administrator or media specialist. Details and definitions of the full Ralston Public Schools Student Internet and Computer Access Policy, Policy 5037, can be reviewed on the Ralston Public Schools webpage.